Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, it is Friday morning, opening day here at the Myrtle Beach Bike Rally, and we are set up. We're open. We're ready to go. As you see, we got a motorcycle on the lift right now. They're doing a battery check on it, and it looks like an oil change. We've already rotated 2 bikes out this morning. I'm just a little late starting my video because we ran to the recycle center to dump the oil this morning, and I completely forgot to record that. I meant to, completely forgot to. Anyway, to start this morning out, I am working on my bike. We've got mine up here on the lift, and what we're going to be doing today is replacing the motor mount. Because my bike idles so much, we wear motor mounts out relatively quick. Now, it's kind of hard to see in there right now with it all together, but as you can see, it doesn't look like there is any rubber left in the motor mount. This is what it should look like right here. This is a brand new one. OEM, genuine Harley-Davidson parts on this. Looks like I'm going to go ahead and pull the oil cooler off and the regulator rectifier so that I can get in there and remove the old one, get this new one put in before we start getting busy, because this thing needs to be out there running like it always does. And well, guys, true to form, not everything works as easy as it should. I removed the oil filter, and when I was taking the oil lines off to the oil cooler from the oil filter adapter, the hose clamps didn't want to loosen all the way. So I got them to break loose a little bit, but they weren't actually backing out to remove them. So I used my little hose plier tools and I wiggled the hoses off. Unfortunately, I ripped one of the hoses. So now hopefully I've got a spare to replace it when I go to put it all back together. You can see right in there where I ripped it, trying to get it off of the barb. Now these hoses are probably due for replacement. They do feel kind of hard. With as much as this motorcycle idles, all of these rubber components, I have to replace them way more often than the average person because it's always running, always idling. It doesn't get thrown in a garage for months at a time like some people's bikes do. All right, now that the oil cooler is out of the way, you can see the fan assembly for the oil cooler and the regulator rectifier. Now, yes, that is a Love Jug Coolmaster fan. So the oil cooler that I have on here is actually made by Jag, and it's a great product. However, I had really bad luck with the fan motor itself lasting. The oil cooler is great. The fan that they put on it is terrible. I replaced it 4 times, and luckily they warranted it every single time. However, at the last time I decided I'm going to give up. I know that the motors that come in these Coolmaster fans are extremely reliable. So I had to make some adaptations because it is physically larger than the fan motor that was in this originally. And I think the big problem is the one that came with Jag wasn't waterproof. Love Jugs are waterproof. We designed them to handle the elements. So with a couple adaptations to make it work, it's been running here for about a year now, nice and true and strong. And it actually puts out a lot more volume than the unit that Jag supplied anyways. All right, guys, Joey just finished putting on this set of Love Jugs for these customers. And they also happen to be subscribers. Yeah, they stopped by to say hi and decided to have us go ahead and do a set of Love Jugs on their motorcycle. And they're actually right here. In fact, you see the guy back there waving in the background? That's them. And yeah, they're talking to Bob and Tam right now. All right, guys, as you can see, now I've got the oil cooler regulator rectifier, the whole assembly out of the way. This is the piece that we're going to replace right in here. Guys, as you can see, I've got the motor mount unbolted. If you look in there, you can see this piece just flopping around. Oh yeah, just pulled it out with my hand. That's the old one, completely shot. All right, guys, there we go. Brand new motor mount in place. So now I've just got to reinstall the oil cooler and the regulator rectifier assembly, and of course replace that line that I messed up taking it off. So here's my tip for the day. If you're using the Jag oil cooler assembly, they come with these riser blocks that the regulator rectifier will bolt onto. This gives clearance for the oil cooler that sits down here. When reinstalling, put these in, but do not tighten them all the way up. Leave that adjustability, otherwise you won't be able to line up the regulator rectifier when it goes on. Well, guys, it is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and believe it or not, it has not been a really busy day, but it's been just steady. I just finished up the motor mount on my bike probably half an hour ago. Been letting it sit here and run just to make sure I don't have any leaks. So far, it's looking pretty good. You know, doing a motor mount job like this is actually pretty easy. The only thing that made it challenging was that Jag oil cooler system and all the brackets to go there, trying to get all that stuff aligned and in the right place. And guys, remember, I'm a little OCD, so it just took me a while to get it where I was happy with it. But all in all, it looks like it's good. I replaced those hoses. I also put some new hose clamps on there so that hopefully there will be no leaks in the near future as well. And even though today has not been a crazy busy day, like I said, it's been steady. We've already beat last year's sales. It's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to be open for another few hours. So that's good news. Perfect. Thank you, ladies.
Good girl. Good girl, my neck.
Well, guys, those ladies you just saw there with those beautiful, beautiful puppies, they're actually bartenders, and one of them will be working over at the Beaver Bar later in the week, and the other one over at Spokes and Bones. So if you're going to be in the area and you want to go see them in person, that's where they'll be. I promise I might give them a little bit of a shout out. Well, guys, it's a little bit after 6, probably a quarter after or so, and it's actually been a fairly good day. We have done 12 oil changes so far and 2 sets of love jugs. Now, I say 2 because we actually installed 2 sets. We only sold 1. The second set was actually Master Lugo. Last year, he reupholstered a seat for me, the Katie's passenger seat on my motorcycle. And in trade, I gave him a set of love jugs, and he just never got around to putting them on. So yesterday, he asked if he could bring them by and put them on, and I said, sure, bring me the bike tomorrow, we'll do it. So we did. Hi guys, that is Alicia. She really didn't want to talk on camera, she's a little shy, but she said come see her, get some fresh squeezed lemonade at the Outpost across the street from the Beaver Bar. Now, I know demographically speaking, very few of my followers are ladies, but I know that I've got a lot of wives who watch with their husbands. So if you ladies can be out here at the rally, our friends Wes and Cindy, you see them in some of our other videos, they own Rider Styles. They do ladies apparel, Cindy does jewelry, all kinds of really nice stuff. Come by and check them out. They'd appreciate it.
Great steaks right there at MGB that will be going to the Golden Burger right there. Check it out. Great food right here. an outdoor bar. It's a sweet, easy ride up Highway 41 to Highway 9.
Check it out. For the first time ever, we have a Boss Hoss on the lift. In full disclosure, I have never ever worked on one of these before. These are powered by small block Chevys, or at least this one is. They make them in big block versions as well. Again, never worked on one, but I know the small block Chevy engines inside and out, but I don't know how they do the wiring. And it looks like it's got a good battery, but the customer states that he just can't get it to start. He had new handlebar controls put on the other day, so there's a good chance that the last thing that was touched could be the culprit. So we're gonna do the best we can to familiarize ourselves with the vehicle and see if we can't help him out. I'm hoping we can. Thanks again. Guys, as you can see, we finally got him all taken care of. It took about an hour, hour and a half to diagnose the problem. And it turns out it was just a fuse. I know I should have checked that first, but we checked the fuse that was labeled starter relay and it was good. But there was a second relay in the system somewhere that really didn't need to be there. But it had a secondary fuse that wasn't labeled starter relay, but I still should have checked all the fuses. But anyways, we got them fixed. We got them going down the road, and now we're closing. It's what, 9 o'clock at night, a little after 9 o'clock. Most of the other vendors around us have closed. It's been kind of a slow day around here. It was a good business day, but it was a slow traffic day. But anyway, that's it. I got to jump on this bike now and run it up to the gas station, put some gas in it, get it back over here so it's ready for tomorrow. So I'm going to do that real quick.
Sound bike powered by live bass.
I got tired of writing songs that I really loved and having to like choose.
Well guys, Katie and I were running out to the store to do some shopping, and it looks like they've got all of 17 running up to through Surfside. Garden City shut down. That's not a good sign. The whole road is closed. They're detouring us around. Well guys, we were going to go up to Walmart, but as you can see, that detour is taking us through this Kroger parking lot. And well, we can probably get everything we need here at Kroger. So instead of sitting in more traffic to go through it, we just decided to stop here. Well, guys, that is it. All right, it's midnight. I still got to edit this video, so we're going to go ahead and close this out. It has ended up being a long day. My best friend Gary showed up from New York today. I wasn't expecting him until tomorrow, and that's why it's so late before I'm editing, because he came into town early. He left New York this morning on his motorcycle and ended up here by about 10 o'clock tonight. He was going to break it up into like 2 400-mile days, but he ended up doing 880 miles one day. So it's a long ride for him. So we just kind of been sitting and hanging out. Anyways, you guys will get to meet him tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed this one. And until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.